Yes, I did say I would use that song for an intro, but I was just kidding. I can't play that song on YouTube. Why? First of all, copyright infringement, and the lyrics of that song will probably get me kicked off YouTube. Sorry. Sorry, folks. Production team. Okay, let's work on another song. Until then, let's let her rip. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Ronald Ray here, your old boy with a cornbread accent. Welcoming you to Wrestling Gold Friday night. Yes, folks, we made it to Friday. Appreciate everybody tuning in. And like I said, I am live in a living color. So if you want to, get on the chat right here. Share some memories of anything I talked about tonight. Also, just we're just talking about wrestling, old school wrestling, of course. Back when wrestling was wrestling, and it was real. Damn it, it is still real to us. Damn it. So yeah, join me in the chat, or just be friendly and say hello. That's cool as well. That's very appreciated. Also, hit that thumbs up button, and if you're not a subscriber yet, be a champ and hit that subscribe button. All right, got that crap out of the way. Let's talk about some old school wrestling. First, we got to do our Friday night tribute here to the hardworking men and women of the world. Uh, yes, we made it Friday. Hopefully, everybody can enjoy a nice, relaxing weekend. Also, if you're working this weekend, hopefully you was able to take a couple days off during the week. And we do appreciate you folks working this weekend and helping provide the services you provide. So, crack this open up. Cheers to you all. What's up, Joe King? Yeah, probably the first time I don't have anything really to babble about today. But yeah, hmm, I'm totally lost for words, folks. Oh, somebody's texting me. Maybe I can mess with them. Gosh, all this. Oh, well, right. See, we thought we again. We was prepared. Oh, by the way, I do have a Rumble account that I've been kind of not dealing with. I had a little bit of time before I did my show prep, and hopefully now, if you do have Rumble, I do have stuff over there as well. Also, possibly possibly Sunday. Because guess what? Other than having to go to the office and drop off my expense reports, I ain't shite to do. You know what that means? This kid ain't this old man ain't doing shite. I'll probably any movie recommendations, old movie recommendations. Let me have them. Any wrestling related recommendations. I probably won't go see the new Queen of the Ring movie. Might do that next weekend. But I think it's been like 5 weeks in a row between working, doing this, and going to wrestling shows. It's about every Saturday the past 5 or 6 weeks. Whew, kind of ready for a weekend to. I know you kids thinking, God, this guy's so old. But yeah, when you get my age, and I kind of blame the pandemic too, because I spent a lot of Saturdays at home during the pandemic, and it kind of made me a little lazy. But yeah, I'm just gonna sit, relax, maybe play a video game before the new one comes out. When is the new WWE 2K25 coming out? I know sometime this month. Might be a birthday present to myself, unless somebody wants to buy it for me in a PS5. Just kidding. Uh, yeah. So anyway, brings it back Sunday. Uh, if I get everything worked out, if I don't get too lazy. Nah, I mean, there's work related stuff I got to do, paperwork, laundry, pack up, stuff like that. So if I do have time, which I hopefully will, I'll try to do. I'm not gonna like announce it. It's it's one of those. If you're on Facebook, see me on there, and on YouTube, you follow my channel. You notice that I'm live. Drop in, say hello. We'll talk some wrestling or anything. I'm just see if I can get to work, basically. See if I can get be doing live Facebook and YouTube at the same time. And possibly when I start doing it, it'll probably be for this show because I just don't trust hotel internet. Unless I'm home that week, I'll do Thursday live stream and tonight's show, Wrestling Gold Friday night. Both simulcast. Live in a living color, baby. On Facebook Live and YouTube Live, baby. Maybe if I get good enough, I'll see if I can do three at the same time. Maybe, just maybe. Anyway, so that's all about that. But yeah, not it's not etched in stone. I'm not scheduling it. Just I'm gonna rip it and see if it works. I'll probably have to text a couple people and say, hey, do y'all see me? Do y'all see me? Am I on here? Let me know. That sort of thing. But anyway, enough about my bullshit. Let's talk about some wrestling. Let's talk about some old school wrestling. This is Wrestling Gold Friday Night, and that's what we do. And what we do is we go through today in wrestling history. Of course, today is March 7th. I know in a couple posts, I screwed up and said we are going to talk about February 28th. That was last week. So I had to correct it and say March 7th, which is today. According to according to this little calendar on my computer and that one and my phone and my tablet. How do I sound? Do I sound good? Can you hear me? I always got to check the sound. I explained that last night, so I'm not going to repeat it for everybody. But anyway, let's go with today in wrestling history. Here we go. Let me make sure I got my notes here. Fingers on all the buttons I need to be pressing. That didn't sound right. Here we go. The history. Back in this day in 1970, Baron von Raschke wins the Indianapolis WWA World Title from Dick the Bruiser. Baron Von Raschke was managed by Bobby the Brain Heenan. In other matches, we had Jack and Jim Dillinger defeat Wilbur Snyder and Moose Cholak to retain the WWA Tag Team titles. Dr. Bill Miller battle Pat O'Connor to a draw. The Apache Chief Luis, I think that's him, defeated Joe Case. No, that's my bad. I had no pictures of them two. Joe Blanchard battled Angelo Popo to a Broadway, and Paul Christie defeated Bob Saber. Also on this date in 1970, at the WOXI studios in Atlanta, Georgia, El Mongol defeated Nick Bockwinkel to win the Georgia Television Championship. Let's see, on this date, 1973, Baron Von Raschke and the Big Cat, Ernie Ladd, defeated the Bruiser and the Crusher to win the WWA Tag Team title. Seems like the Baron had at least a Dick the Bruiser's number, and wasn't I'm trying to think. Was Baron the Baron team with the Crusher or the Bruiser when they lost the titles to the AWA World Tag Team titles to the Road Warriors? I think it was 2-1 of them. Anyway, all right. Back in this day in 1976, Tojo Yamamoto, Eddie Marlin, and Rosie Jones defeated Don Green, Mitsu Arakawa, and Frank Morrell, who had a mask on, calling himself the spoiler. Didn't have a picture available of Frank Morrell as the spoiler. I think what was it, Angel? Something like that. Dr. D. David Schultz and Roger Kirby defeated Tommy Gilbert and Bearcat Brown to win the Southern Tag Team titles. Ron Michelozzi, I think he was a big time football player, defeated Jared Lawler by disqualification. Jerry Jarrett defeated Al Green in a no DQ hair versus hair match when Green was unable to pin Jarrett twice in 15 minutes. Did I say cheers to everybody? Cheers. Hey, if anybody's drinking a beer while watching this, what are y'all drinking? Or if you're drinking any kind of, if you're drinking, whatever you're drinking, let me know. All right, this date, 1981, Jimmy Garvin, yes, that young man right there, would grow his hair out and become gorgeous Jimmy Garvin. Then Jimmy Jam Garvin of the Freebirds defeated Ernie Ladd for the Louisiana title and Shreveport, Louisiana. Mike Graham didn't draw a dime when he defeated Holly Race by disqualification in Fort Myers, Florida. I'm pretty sure they drew. It was Holly Race. I'm pretty sure there's a lot of times I got drawn. On this date, 1982, Jimmy Valiant defeated Jesse Ventura in the finals of a Cadillac tournament in Toronto, Canada. Not sure if that was the Cadillac they won, but I just Googled 1982 Cadillac and I figured that's what they won. The beast of a car. Hello, Karen Poole. I'm sorry I'm not matching. I got the purple Gatorade today. Yeah, I know. Lethal combination. Hay beer and Gatorade. All right, on this date in 1988, we had Saturday night's main event 14 in Nashville, Tennessee at the Municipal Auditorium, drawing 10,000 people. It was not shown until March 12th on NBC and it drew a 10.0 rating. That sounds like a crap load of people. Brutus the Forkin Barber Beefcake defeated Greg the Hammer Valentine. Hulk Hogan pinned Harley Race. Ted DiBiase defeated Randy Savage by countout. And the Islanders defeated the Killer Bees. One-man game pinned Ken Patera. Also on this date in 1988, Max Payne and Gary Young defeated Ron and Don Harris to win the CWA Tag Team titles in a $1,000 versus title match. And this is not their look in 1988. They had a little bit short, a lot shorter hair, kind of a mullet, one of those short hair mullet deals. Kind of, kind of doing almost a pretty boy gimmick there. They had pink boots on. If I ain't mistaken. Yeah, they had pink boots on. Yeah, those two badass mofos had pink boots in 19. And hey, chicks dug them. And them are two big bad mofos, and I sure crap ain't gonna say anything. All right, on this date in 1989, Jimmy's Superfly Snuka defeats Boris Zukov. Why is that important? Because this was Jimmy Snuka's return after a 4-year absence. Yes, he left around 85. Went to the AWA. Supposedly he was supposed to have been the chosen one, but they went with Hogan instead. I just leave it at that because rumor in the window is because the whole Jimmy Snuka and his girlfriend type thing that you've seen on Dark Side of the Ring. That happened, and kind of it's like I don't know if I should put a rocket ship up this dude's ass and trying to pin on him. So he went with Hogan instead. All right. On this date in 1994, Smoky Mountain Wrestling and Dagenham, Virginia, at the Dagenham Elementary School, drawing a whopping sold out to the rafters. Only standing room only. Fans turned away. 250 people at this TV taping. Mike Furnace, who was the brother of Doug Furnace. If you want to compare somebody, it's probably like Eric Angle, Kurt Angle's brother. He tried to wrestle, but didn't really go anywhere. Or who was that other guy? Dolph Ziggler's brother. Anyway, he pinned Killer Kyle to win the Smoky Mountain Wrestling Beat the Champ TV title, a concept I was not a fan of. And that concludes Day in Wrestling History. Now, I kind of described this or watched along tonight. Like I said before, when I first started this and a few times after that, uh, if you were a kid in the 80s and you were a wrestling fan, you were spoiled. And I was definitely spoiled. Because we had, you had a couple wrestling shows during the Saturday afternoons. But from 6 o'clock to 8 o'clock, WTBS 17, NWA Wrestling. Then you turn to WATL Channel 36. And you have from 8 o'clock to 3 o'clock in the morning, Superstars of Wrestling. Then Fox took over WATL. And they started doing their original programming on Saturday from, I think, from like 8 o'clock to 10 o'clock. I think Marriage with Children was one of those shows. I could be wrong. It might originally was on a Saturday, then they moved it. Okay, I'll call it in the ring. So anyway, so I think eventually they moved Married with Children on Sunday because we started watching like every week. Yes, me, younger sister, mom, dad, we watched Married with Children. Uh, it was a great show though. Very different for its time. So yeah, we will watch Cosby Show, the nice, humble, successful Huxtables on Thursday night, and then we'll watch the Bundys on Sunday. I think. Excuse me. I think it came on Sunday, Saturdays or Sundays, and or started off on. Either way, Fox took over on. Yes, I'm kind of making a bad joke. It's like, here's the successful, supposed to be the good guy, Bill Cosby. Then Al Bundy was kind of a, not really a womanizer, but was what would kids today would probably describe as a toxic male, something like that. Uh, and we all know how that turned out. But anyway, so Fox took over WATL. So Superstars of Wrestling didn't start till like 10 o'clock on Saturdays now, and eventually, okay, WVEU 69 was another local channel in Atlanta, and it moved to there after I guess Deep South just folded. So I know Deep South Wrestling will have like a block of wrestling sometimes, so those shows like old and I will say independent matches, whatever. Lots of Tommy Rich. So and in 1989, Joe Pensino got a job with WCW. So that left. At first, it was Bonnie Blackstone and another wrestler in Georgia by the name of John Michaels. John Michaels, not Shawn Michaels. John Michaels. He was one half of the Rock and Roll Rebels, one of the original members of the Georgia version of Bad Company. Him, Steve Lawler, and Nightmare Number Two. Uh, they came from Deep South to go to Southern Championship Wrestling from Georgia, but basically it folded. I guess they struck a deal. Like I said, there was no internet at the time or anything like that. So yeah, the Bug Man, John Michaels, because uh, just being honest, I don't think he was making a killing as a wrestler in Georgia, so he had to go get a real job. I think a few of them did. I know he did it. My cousin Bobby, he went to exterminator school and became a bug man himself, and it's a job that he held forever. Uh, Different companies, uh, but doing the same thing. I think he'll work. He worked like one company for a long time, then went to another one, came back, that sort of deal. Um, I think him and his wife are living in Florida now. My cousin Bobby and his wife, John Michaels. I think he's still living in Georgia. I think I've not heard anything from him. By the way, let me go ahead and say this right now too. Uh, you'll see on this program, the program I'm going to show, the block of Superstars of Wrestling, is going to be Southern Championship Wrestling from Georgia. And one of the wrestlers on this show is Billy Starr. Now, let me go ahead and apologize because there's another wrestler in Georgia right now. He's 60 something years old and he goes by the name of the Rebel, Billy Starr. And for some reason, I want to say somebody told me he was the same guy, but he wasn't. So I'm just going to call it my bad. But uh, the Billy Starr who wrestles in East Denali and some parts of Georgia, um, and the Billy Starr on this program, not the same person. I thought they were, and uh, what was it? A few weeks ago, I went to the show in Easton Ollie, Georgia, which I'd love to go back there, but they're having a show tomorrow night. But uh, we were like, nah, let's take a break. We're old. So um, when we went there, I seen him. It's like something ain't right. And I was talking to. I just so happened to be sitting next to his wife. His wife was selling some shirts and hats and stuff like that. I was like, nah, I'm broke. But then I was going through. Yeah, I remember watching him when I was a kid. He was Nightmare number two. Then he came in Southern Championship Wrestling from Georgia, and had the mask on. Then went up against Ted Allen, who is the original Nightmare number two, and pulled his mask off. And there was the next week's show when they had two new masked Nightmares in there, but they pulled their mask off, and it was Steve Lawler and Dino Manelli. Then uh, what became like a little hill thing, as Billy Starr would make fun of all the people in Georgia, call him hillbillies. He called himself Festus, and then he became a babyface and used a Festus character, yada yada yada. And that woman just looked at me like, huh? I did not understand why until he came out, and I'm like, okay, I understand you're probably a little older, so a little skinnier. Something ain't right. Um, Not to make fun of nobody, but this Billy Star had a lot more. I was like, okay, maybe he's a little older, grew a big beard out. I understand, older. It's like 60 some years old. And they talked about there's a podcast on um, Facebook. They used to do Facebook Live. What's it called? Shooting the Shit with David and Cody. And they talk about mostly Georgia independent shows. And he's talked about Billy Star. I'm like, I know who Billy Star. So there's been times I've commented on like uh, history of GeorgiaWrestling.com. I think they made a couple posts and I commented on that. My bad. Just want to say my bad. Not the same person. Not that familiar. Not familiar at all, really, with this Billy Star. But the Billy Star who's on this episode of Superstars Wrestling, Southern Championship Wrestling from Georgia, uh, I'm very familiar with. He's wrestled Mid South. Like I said, when I first started wrestling or watching wrestling, he was in Deep South Wrestling as one half of the Masked Nightmares, feuding with the original Nightmares, uh, the Nightmares. I thought they were original. I think the original ones were Danny Davis and Ted Allen anyway. Then Ken Wayne came, or was it Ken Wayne? And I'm just confusing myself. But either way, they had a little feud in Deep South and like a loser league talent match, and the Nightmares of Danny Davis and Ken Wayne lost. They went back to Continental. Um, then something happened. I guess that's when the original Nightmare number two, Ted Allen, went to Southern Championship Wrestling from Georgia for Jerry Blackwell and Joe Penasino, and formed bad company with the Bugman and Steve the Brawler Lawler, no kin to Jerry Lawler. I think they first said that he was the brother of Jerry Lawler. But anyway, uh, they brung in another Mass Nightmare, which that wound up being a guy you'll see here tonight. Jimmy, I think that was Jimmy Powell. And then, like I said, Deep South crumbled, and I done went through the whole history of that. But that's what we're going to watch tonight is Southern Championship Wrestling from Georgia. Uh, like I said, Joe Penasio got a job with WCW, so he wasn't the co-host no more. It was his wife, Bonnie Blackstone, and I believe the guy's name was Randall Brown. The original co-host was John Michaels. Then he got back into wrestling. Wrestling as the Bugman, John Michaels. Then they brung in a guy named Randall Brown to be the other co-host. I'm not sure what his background is. Maybe he worked for a station or something like that. But did I waste enough time there? Did I improvise enough? So that basically this week's watch along is kind of near and dear to me because I was actually a fan of this program when I was a kid. Because I don't know, I guess because I'm a homer a little bit. I guess that's why I'll cheer Bulldogs, Falcons, Braves, Hawks. If the Hawks ain't doing anything, the Falcons, well, Falcons are Falcons. Um, I don't know. I kind of more of a baseball fan, I guess. I totally dig the Braves. I've actually, uh, even when they had their losing stuff, I guess because when I, you know, did watch the Braves, um, before the 1991 season. How's that sound? Does that sound better? But before 1991, I just remember watching on TV, watching the news. Braves lost, but Dale Murphy hit a home run, or Braves won, 1-0, thanks to a Dale Murphy home run. And we had a guy named Bob Horner in and out because of injuries. That could have, I mean, he could have been had probably a bigger. He could have probably went down to be one of the best players ever, but injuries kind of slowed Bob Horner down. What was I going? So yeah, of course, I was a fan of Deep South Wrestling. Deep South Wrestling to me was pretty good. So was Southern Championship Wrestling from Georgia, and like I said, my cousins wrestled there too. So I don't think any of them's on this program. It sucks. I wish I kind of thought about it and kind of find uh one of the videos. Maybe I could have got one of them to maybe not be on screen. Could have chatted us up a little bit. I mean, if you want to be online with us, uh, chat chat up chat us up with what went on uh and all that good stuff. All right, looks like we're good to go now. Let me get my shite together now. All right, and let me get the go here again. Again, folks, if I forget to put the link in the chat, let me know. Oh yeah, this is gonna be like a little 3-part deal here. This week we're gonna do Southern Championship Wrestling from Georgia, September '89, and September '89 Memphis next week, and the week following that will be the Continental Wrestling Federation. That's, I mean, that's. Are you good to go or good to improvise, or I need to improvise some more? But anyway, so yeah, like I said, three pretty good programs next following week. And I think let's see, the Southern Championship Wrestling, if you want to put a stamp on it, it'll end around 50, uh, around 58, 35, 11. Oh, thank you. Hello, Brenda Watson. But yep, like I said, we'll stop it there. I mean, of course, if you're watching the link, feel free to keep watching along. But like I said, Southern Championship Wrestling from Georgia, Memphis next week, and then the following week will be the Continental Wrestling Federation. That will both of those be very interesting to watch. All right, so going to the countdown. 3, 2, 1. Press play now. So yeah, as you can tell, what's her name? Bonnie Tyler's holding out for a hero. That was an intro. It's like go on there. You see that getting played. And hey, there. Speaking of which, there he is, 30 Watt Boy Jimmy Powell. I think he only. There's only one time I really seen him team with Tony Anthony, and that was USWA Texas, and that was like 1 or 2 matches. Now, maybe in the Georgia Independence, he was. I mean, I'm not sure his total in ring history, except for when he was with Georgia Power teaming with well, first he was teaming with as a Masked Nightmare, I think, with Billy Starr, and then Ted Allen. And yep, speaking of which, there he is, Masked Nightmare number 2, Ted Allen, legendary figure around Southeast. Wasn't really a top guy anywhere, but I think he did rings and trained people, and I do believe he trained Arn Anderson and Big Bubba Rogers. Correct me if I'm wrong on that, but yeah, I think Ted Allen trained Arn Anderson and I know he trained Big Bubba Rogers because Jim Cornette mentioned it in his interviews, and I think the Arn Anderson podcast, I think because Ted Allen was a Rome, Georgia guy, and yeah, there's Billy Starr right there. Not the same as uh, the Rebel right now and Easton Ollie, Billy Starr. But anyway, yeah, Ted Allen, I think Rome, Georgia was his home too. So I think if I remember correctly from Orange podcast, he said he was trained by Ted Allen as well. And did a lot with this kid, another local kid named Kyle Matthews. But he passed away a few years ago. Yes, this is a guy I told y'all, 2 or 3 weeks ago, or last week before last, where he was in a match with Ranger Ross in Canton, Georgia, and the only thing he really did in this match to draw heat was act like he was doing his tights, and he eventually did pull out a chain and would choke Ranger Ross to get the heat, stuff like that. But it started with just him doing that for like a good 3 or 4 minutes, and the crowd just ate it up. You're my brother, man. So yes, they were the Southern Championship Wrestling from Georgia Tag Team Champions. Um, then I lost them to Mike Golden and Mr. Atlanta. And what happened was, had the whole match, but Jimmy Powell got handcuffed, and pretty much Mr. Atlanta and Mike Golden had their way with Nightmare 2, pinned him. Then once he got, Jimmy Powell got loose of it, and there was already tension there, so but the tension hit a boiling point, and Ted Allen turned against Jimmy Powell, and it looks like sitting here as kids, all right, Georgia Power, they're gonna get back together, everything's good to go. I really didn't. I was not Spartan up. I mean, as far as you know, smart to the business, but kind of smart to angles. I was like, I smell a close. I smell a double cross here. I can't quit you. Nightmare number two. Yes, here we go. They're back together, right? Bam. Oh, come on. Yeah, we all knew that was happening, didn't we, folks? Beating them down with that flag. And yes, that is a future WCW referee, Randy Pee Wee Anderson. Hmm. I don't know what referee that was, but that was a hell of a bump. Hey, look, at least they're trying. It kind of beats what they try to do now with I mean, the ones on TV and or sometimes they just sit there and just like, uh, damn. Yeah, I don't think if I was wrestling, the whole belt thing would be in my bag. It's like, what? You want me to get whipped with a belt? I think I wear a shirt that day. Please don't pull up my shirt. That might help a little bit. Oh, Carrollton, Georgia. Yeah, I love those 80s promos. And yes, it kind of does break my heart to know that All these segments were pre-recorded. Like, come on, they didn't show up at, like, 11 o'clock at night to cut a promo. Not sure about his partner, but yeah, that's Chick Donovan. Wrestled in Memphis, Georgia, and Mike Golden. Not sure where he got started at, but I think at least somewhat started. And Texas All Star, Mass Nightmare, or the Masked. It's something. Is it Zane Smith? I think that's his name. I think that's his name. That's his name, Zane Smith. Zane Smith. He was a uh, enhancement talent mainly for Georgia Championship Wrestling, and then when Crockett, took it over. But they put a mask on him. Mr. Atlanta had a big feud with Mr. Wrestling number two. Yes, the Chickster, Chick Donovan. And I think Chick Donovan only retired what 2019. I think that when he retired. I know we seen him one time in Canton, Georgia. He was 60 something. He's 77 years old. Well, okay, that my bad. In June of 2023, he lost to Johnny Swinger. Well, he's a two-time United States Junior Heavyweight Champion, according to his Wikipedia. I know he was one half the Southern Tag Team Champions with Jack Hart slash Barry Horowitz. I think he's just a was just a preliminary guy. Um, I don't think he really did much of anything. And the YouTube channel I got this from was Wrestling Classics. So thank you, Wrestling Classics. Hopefully, I helped you get some more. Yeah, Jay Roney, that's his name. or Dewey Jobs. But Michael, I mean, he didn't. I don't think he was ever in WCW or it had a prominent role in uh, definitely Crockett or Steve Reed. Probably a trainee of Jerry Blackwell, maybe. I know Mike Golden. He was also in Hot Mail for a time. Team with Tom Pritchard and Jonathan Boyd as a Wild Bunch. And yes, this was at the world famous Alpharetta Auction Barn. Um, just he was very popular in the AWA, and because I guess he was a heel for a long time. Then oh, well, him and Assassin both, and I actually think it. My cousin Steve, I think that's one of his favorite wrestlers. But I don't know, just wrestlers of that size or girth. I guess when you're a kid, you didn't realize how short he was. He had a hell of a clothes on too. But I guess those people in Minnesota the like that country boy accent that he had. I guess I don't know. I mean, he wasn't that bad, but he was one of those first, really big guys or girth wise. Didn't really. I mean, what was it? That had to be a few years ago. Seen some match on AWA, and I was like, damn, I didn't realize how well. I guess compared to who he was wrestling, I forgot who he was wrestling, but he seemed a little short. Probably not the prettiest clothesline from the top rope, but hey, got the job done. Yeah, he's only 5'9". But yeah, he just wrestled in AWA for a long time, till yeah, like 10 years. Kind of they sold him as a very strong guy. Could have, you know. Is that Freedom Rock? Turn it up. Okay, this ain't this one, but yeah, it's one of those things I can't really explain. Is I mean, why? I mean, for a guy his size, he threw drop kicks, had a big power slam, hellacious clothesline. I guess he kind of seemed like that everyman that uh, almost like Dusty, but Dusty cared it better. But the normal everyday kind of dude you see in a bar and who can whip everybody's ass. That's the only way I can think of. Even though he teamed up with Sheik Ednon El Casey, but he turned babyface and people cheered him. Oh yeah, there's a lot of good songs in this. This was shit. 1995 four records or three cassettes, or 24.95 for two compact discs plus $4 shipping and handling. Yes, the compact discs were coming around then. Hey, there's Bambi. That was my dad's favorite female wrestler. And I think she went to high school with my older sister. And the ring announcer is Roger Clements. I think he was the owner of the auction bar. and I don't think the auction barn building is there anymore. You wouldn't think of Alpharetta now being a home of auction barn when there's Porsche and Tesla dealerships. And yes, that's the son of Bruno Sammartino, David Sammartino. Of course, I think he pissed his dad off, pissed the WWF off. So now he's wrestling in auction barn. Not as chunky as he was. He looks a little more ripped here. Well, supposedly if he gave you that clothesline, you'd feel it. I love a good masked man gimmick for the Luchadors. Yeah, now if you a wrestler wear a mask, you better be from Mexico, or at least if you're from Japan, at least train with Mexican. Oh my nuts, dude! Oh my nuts, dude! Got me, dude. Get your finger on my butt. Go. And I think in David Summer's Pinochet interview, I think he said that this was his first or one of his not so many main singles championships was the Southern Championship from wrestling or Southern Championship wrestling from Georgia main title. Yeah, kind of interesting to have Alvin Koloff here. I believe he was fresh off Crockett, where he actually turned babyface. Well, okay, not Crockett. WCW, NWA at the time. And yes, Ivan Koloff, this was the same Ivan Koloff defeated his dad, Bruno Sammartino, for the WWF World Heavyweight Championship. And Vader's like, damn, brother, I'm going to put you over, brother. You got to jerk my head off. You already squeezed my freaking nuts to my stomach. Yes, they did. I mean, even Mr. Wrestling number two, he would show up with the mask on and didn't leave, kept the mask on well after he left. I would love the way they would explain why they wear a mask. Especially once back then, they'll be like, like somebody would say, "Look, it's because of who I am. I didn't get a lot of, you know, title matches or world title matches, so I had to wear a mask to hide from who I am." Or you had like a heel going, "I wear a mask so nobody recognize me and don't want to bother me while I'm eating at a restaurant and want to bug me for an autograph." Ooh, that was not pretty. Yes, that is Bruno's son. And like I said, he was I mean, big, bustle. I mean, kind of chunky, but here he was and there's a three count. I don't know how world famous the San Martino power slam was. I think didn't Bruno always win with like a bear hug or the over the shoulder backbreaker? But yeah, he got leaner, a little more ripped. Yeah, that wasn't the prettiest small package in the world. Sammy can't. Yeah, that was Sammy Kent a while ago. The dude looked like a weasel though. I actually had a rat tail one time when I was younger. Mm, elementary school, maybe a little bit in middle school. The Easy Rider. It was designed and made in Europe. Nothing beats a good BMX back in the 80s. I'm sure somebody's going to carry along the freaking on a plane trip. Yeah, I think we all went through that phase. Rat tail, mullet, and just let it all grow out. Which I do agree, the man bun is the equivalent of the mullet in the 80s. But the Easy Rider bicycle, and here's another situation. I think what was it, a few weeks ago? One of the times we either watched Central States or the first time we watched Southern Championship Wrestling from Georgia, and there was an announcer there named uh, what's his name? Rick Stewart. I was like, this guy was a pretty good announcer, or pretty good play-by-play man. I wonder what happened to him. Uh, watched this, and I remembered he passed away at 89. With the folding bicycle, and anybody carrying their bicycle to on a plane trip. Wow, wasn't that what 41? Wasn't an old guy at all. But yeah, I was like, was wondering, it's like, whatever happened to him? And watch this, it's like, oh, my bad. But I thought Rick Stewart was a pretty good play-by-play guy. Yeah, I wonder if he's a real Indian or Puerto Rican like the Youngbloods. And Chance Myers, I do remember him. He was always seemed like a pretty good preliminary guy in Deep South. Now I don't know if he's not the spoiling thing, but I don't think he's supposed to be a preliminary guy here. But and I already complained about the hair. That's a heel right there. They ain't locked up yet. I think people who are not Native American would get offended. They're trying to keep up with the sound and everything. It kind of, but yeah, they just don't have the good characters anymore. Look, buddy, get tired of chops. And for the most part, the Native American gimmicks were, for the most part, I mean, Wahoo, he was a heel a few times in his career. Uh, Tatanka, of course, was turned heel on Lex Luger, who is going to the Hall of Fame. Lex Luger. I don't know if you heard about that. Also, apparently, we didn't get Demolition in the Hall of Fame, but we're going to get the national natural disasters, typhoon and earthquake in this year's Hall of Fame. I mean, me personally, I don't think it'd be that controversial. It's like just bring a guy on and say, "Yeah, I'm Native American," or well, yeah. I mean, uh, Nyla Rose is supposed to be part Native American. Part Native American. All man. Just kidding. That was a bad joke. Yeah, Earthquake deserves it. Natural Disasters was a pretty massive team. Pretty decent. He's cheating, ref. Look at there. He cheating. He wrecking the eyes. Yeah, there you go. Don't see that no more. Good old inside toe hold. Holding the ropes for extra leverage. The referee's in the right spot. He's right behind him, and I ain't doing nothing. Ref just sitting here. I'm as innocent as the driven snow, or pure, I'm as pure as the white snow, or whatever. Wherever. Yeah, earthquake deserves it. Typhoon as well. Oh, here he goes. Time going to Warpath. The hell are you doing there, brother? But yeah, I mean, like I said, just say, hey, look, I'm proud of my Native American heritage, and my great grandfather was a chief. But I mean, that's another problem too. I think nowadays you would have to find a real Native American. You can't just put a couple Puerto Ricans or I think yeah, I think the young bloods were Puerto Ricans. They were Hispanic. You just can't put a Hispanic in an Indian outfit and call them Native American. I don't think that will fly today. You know, like I said, Chance Myers was pretty decent. Looks Seems pretty decent here. Selling good. You know, very nice flow when they move. He's cheating again, ref. He scratched his eyeballs. Ah, how you like it now? I'm doing a chopping now, brother. Oh shit. I got Damn, another chop. And he got it. He got it with a big old chop. I think the only thing I probably would pick on them about this match would be you can you definitely tell when they're calling moves. Hey, call that number, see if they're still open. I mean, I imagine, let's see, Roswell would probably be 404, wouldn't it? Or 770? Oh, 404. Yeah, 404. There he is. There's Jerry Blackwell. Come on, Ned. Yeah, I totally fall. Tell my brother, hey, you need to get the Forester Plantation 1000. What the fuck is that? It's a tree stand for your bow hunting. Give me a pal, you're a loser, buddy. Over here, over there. I actually remember watching old episodes of this. Not not many of them, and sometimes not complete episodes. But yes, they play the streets of San Francisco. Carl Malden and Michael Douglas, like a young Michael Douglas. Yeah, that was a big staple of '80s TV. They didn't do the oh first 30 minutes is going to be commercial free, or the last hour is going to be commercial free. So yeah, I did catch the Peachtree Mafia, Mike Golden and Mr. Land call themselves the Fantastic Big Light Concerts. I need to write down some of these local businesses. See if any of them are still around. Okay, this ain't local business. My bad. Now, if you want wrestling in your area, give us a call. Oh, here, over there. I want to see this commercial. Come on, guys, more energy, more energy. You in the sunglasses, more energy. There you go. Ah, Sammy Kent's Corner. Yeah, it's funny. He's sitting there calling everybody hillbillies and rednecks and listen to the way he talks. And they're doing their job of promoting the town. Since it was a local town. Yep. Kent's Corner. Sammy. There he is again. Promo. A little cringe right here from Bonnie Blackstone, but at least she got some energy. Keeping kayfabe. Yes, Tal, and we seen you, buddy. Your eyes wouldn't really focus on Bonnie Blackstone's eyes. Can't blame you. I understand, buddy. Yeah, fat women. I give me cookies and their daughter. Have none of that. Oh yeah. Uh, you know what? She must really loved him. I mean, she was there till I mean, she was with him until his last days. I don't think they never got divorced, split as far as I know, split up or anything like that. But but yeah, she was with him to the very end. But yeah, I mean, like I said, she was with him till the very end. I mean, he was even after WCW, the Superstars Wrestling, yeah, came out for that a little bit and had some, couple little local businesses and producer for radio stations. So uh, sounds like the dude financially did well for himself. Kind of, kind of spent way too much money on that Global Wrestling Federation thing. But that'd probably be the one that questions I would want to ask. It's like, dude, why'd you even why, why didn't you bring global here and out there? I obviously. I mean, like I said, I never met the woman personally. I don't want to pass too much judgment. I mean, Eddie, I want half Eddie. But yeah, I mean, if you, I think a lot of episodes ago, we put it this way. Uh, if you never seen a picture of Joe Pensino, may he rest in peace. But the dude made me look like Brad Pitt. Yeah, just fancy, but yeah, Joe Pensino made me look like Brad. And Bonnie was, I mean, you see her there. She was very attractive. Now, I've never heard any stories or anything about her swaying, or I mean, like you say, she was probably. I mean, Jada. I mean, like I said, she probably could easily when that whole Global Wrestling Federation thing went like that. She could have been like, okay, this ain't for me. This ain't gonna be. This is not gonna work for me, Chino. But and I mean, they both did a lot of local charities and things that mix. So it almost seems like I mean, I never heard anything too. I never really heard anything bad about them. Which maybe talk to my brother see if he can talk to. Steve and my brother were a little closer than me and Steve. Well, see, that was from a previous marriage too. That wasn't with Bonnie. Uh, Vincent, his son was from another marriage. I'll make sure that. But yeah, I think Vincent's from a previous marriage. If I can spell Tennessee, like Google. Pedicino. There we go. That mother, that motherfucker. I guess we can bury. Oh, that's not bad. We can talk bad about Joe Pedicino because he didn't sing you a freaking shirt. Oh. Man, I'm gonna have that in my head though all night long now. Over here, over there. So yep, there's the do it up again. So yes, that's Bonnie Blackstone and that's the happy couple. Let's just say that. Like I said, uh, now hey, you know, sometimes we don't know. Uh, maybe he was big in other areas. Maybe, but uh, oh, but yeah, I'll just read from straight from Wikipedia. I guess around 1990, that same year, he and Blackstone became married. This came as a surprise both to wrestling fans and the staff, as the two had well-known kayfabe adversarial relationship on the show, much like Gorilla Monsoon and Bobby the Brain Heenan did on WWF Wrestling Challenge. Pedicino played the straight man of the team who teased and played pranks on Blackstone. The two would continue their routines off camera, keeping even in the studio in the dark by driving home in separate cars, and Blackstone addressing her then boyfriend as Mr. Pedicino in front of the studio employees during the first 2 years of their relationship. But yeah, uh, I mean, as you can tell, that uh, his son, I think his son was name was Vincent. Vincent. He was from a previous marriage, or at least a previous relationship. Tony Zane, not Zane Smith. It was Tony Zane. My bad. Tony Zane was Mr. Atlanta, and I believe he was trained by Ted Allen as well. But yeah, I mean, like I said, I have no idea. Maybe he had a big bank account, a big tool. I don't know. I don't know. I couldn't tell you. Like I mean, like I said, I never really heard it. I mean, and and so I mean, few of the shooting reviews they don't really talk about him much. I don't think in any of Bagwell's shooting reviews talk about him much, even though you know Joe Penzino was the promoter that kind of helped him get us. I mean, even though Steve Lawler trained Bagwell and but Joe Penzino brought him in his promotion in Georgia, called him Fabian. Then when he started uh, Global, he had he took him to go Global and became the handsome stranger. Then went to WCW, and the rest is history at that point. All right, but like I said, fond memories of this promotion for me, as well as Deep South. I did like Deep South as well. Again, when I started watching wrestling, Georgia Championship Wrestling was long gone. Well, I won't say long. Well, I mean, yeah, gone. Black Friday had done happened and all that good stuff. But anyway, I think this does it for me this evening. Hopefully everybody had fun. Uh, poking fun at poor Joe Pensino, no longer with us. But he passed away in 2020. Uh, he died. Yeah, I think he had a stroke or something like that. But I remember when I first he had a stroke, and there was Bonnie Blackstone, talking about and everything. So anyway, like I said, that does it for me this evening. Appreciate everybody tuning in. Sound bad. Appreciate all you folks checking it out. Again, if you didn't watch it here, you can also watch it whenever you want. Same thing. Saw some of the videos. Yeah, I mean, yeah, she posted some pictures of him at that time. Yeah, it was pretty sad. I mean, it was uh, like I said, my child my childhood right there. Watching Joe Pensino and uh, Superstars Wrestling, him and Miss Blackstone. But like I said, this will be on YouTube. You can go rewatch it. So chime in the comments. say hello. I'll say hello right back. Give a thumbs up if you're entertained. Also, again, if you're not a subscriber yet, be a champ and click on that subscribe button. Folks, have a good one. Take it easy. And until next time.
So long from the peach state of Georgia.
Thank you for checking out our P2 Vision. Subscribe to our P2 Vision to watch Ronald Ray's content that covers the sport of professional wrestling from yesterday to today. His weekly content starts off with Wrestling Trivia Tuesday. Every Tuesday, Ronald Ray asks 5 questions about the sport of professional wrestling. So tune in and have some fun. Then it's WWE Monday Night Raw recaps, where he recaps all the action from the Raw brand. Ronald Ray also does an AEW Dynamite recap show where he recaps and has fun doing it. Do you like live streams? Well, join Ronald Ray live on Spot Show Livestream, where he discusses current wrestling. Join the chat and have fun. Spot Show Livestream is on Thursday nights starting at 8 p.m. If current pro wrestling isn't your thing, like all wrestling past and present, or you're a new fan and want to hear how things were back in the day, then tune in to Wrestling Gold Friday night, where Ronald Ray discusses back in the day when wrestling was wrestling, featuring watch-alongs. That's Wrestling Gold Friday night on Fridays starting at 8 p.m.